So let me tell you about Milner's family. Milner's a 13-year-old boy we met on a Disney cruise. It started in Barcelona, Spain, went around the Mediterranean for a little bit, through the Strait of Gibraltar, in the Atlantic Ocean off the coast of Africa, and eventually finished in Florida in the United States. I mention this because it's important. It is a sort of expensive and long vacation. And I think it's really interesting to meet people who are capable of taking sort of expensive and long vacations. It's like a mystery to me. These guys, how do they pull this off, right? And what is the lifestyle and the job and the whatever that enables people to be able to do this sort of thing? And Milner's family, back to them, are a family of traveling entertainers. So what they do is they hop in their van and they put on shows. They did Taming of the Shrew in our area recently, which is what got them in my mind. And some of the shows are big, where they have theaters that are packed, and some of the shows are small. Like this last one, where they performed in a retirement home. The reason they do these small shows is to perfect the act so that they really kill it when they get into the bigger theaters. That's the deal. Milner's family lives a life of should I. And this is the concept that I wanted to talk about in this video. Most of you are young, right? Most of you are in high school, middle school, college, university, if you're international, and you're still in the have-to section of your life. I didn't realize until I was like 37 years old that there was anything but a have-to section of life. I followed, kind of a normal path, right? You go to school some more, you go to school some more, then you get a job working for somebody, and then you get better at that job, you get your promotions, and you sit there and you work to please and you do your thing, and then a few decades later, you're in retirement. And that was the normal plan. And it's a fine, honorable plan. There's nothing wrong with it. But right now, I'm living the life of should I. And it's glorious. And I'm thankful for it. And Milner's family lives the life of should I too. Get this. So it's a mom, dad, married, right, with 2 kids, and they travel from place to place putting on these shows. They do homeschooling, right? They homeschool their kids in the back of a van as they travel from show to show. They call themselves Rhodes Scholars, which I thought was really clever for you guys that know what Rhodes Scholars really are. And that's their deal. Everything they do is what they've decided to do. These were one of the factors that inspired me to sort of take this chance to get off of my 9 to 5 and decide to do YouTube full time. I just sort of wanted to talk about this concept of living a life of should I versus living a life of have to. It's not for everybody, right? Look at yourself right now and decide, does someone have to tell me to do my homework? Assuming you're still in school, does someone, am I a self-starter? When I have a project that's due 5 days from now, do I start it now or do I start it, in 4 or 5 days? If you're that latter guy, you should probably work for someone else. You should probably have a manager who controls your schedule and, tells you what you should be doing and holds you responsible for it. Because if you live a life of should I, then you're going to say, I should not work, right? I should, not get things done. I should be lazy. But if you're that self-starter or you turn into that guy, then there's an opportunity out there to live a non-conventional life, and it is cool, right? If you're the guy who goes and gets things done like that, then, there's a chance that you can live a life of should I, right? This is the life that I'm living right now. This is the life that FPS Russia started before me. This is the life that Joe Lozon lives. Now that I live a life of should I, it's opened my eyes because I get to meet more people who live lives of should I's. When I go to these conventions and we go and we play paintball in the Chicago area and stuff like that, it's almost like I have this should I club that we call up and we say, Joe, dude, you want to do this thing? We're gonna take a zip line through a rainforest. And he's like, yeah, man, that sounds good. My next fight's not until December. That's not a real example, but it can be. We did it with paintball. We say, Kyle calls me up and says, Woody, you want to go sailing? I've got a boat in Florida. And, I've got this thing, and it's like, yeah, man, give me a few days notice. I'll prepare. I'll get everything set up. And then, I can do this. If you're not a slacker, then a life of should I is out there as an opportunity for you, something that you might be able to do on your own, something that can be you. and it's glorious. And like I have a little bit of thanks for meeting people on this cruise, for meeting people in the YouTube world, for like just getting some experiences that I wouldn't have had otherwise, that made me realize, you know what? Living a life of should I is actually one of the options that are out there on the table. And I just wanted to tell you guys about it too. And like I said, it's not for everybody, right? You know, I've got friends with 100,000 subscribers that haven't uploaded videos in months. That they should be working for somebody. That's just the way they're wired. But if you're wired the other way, and I'm not necessarily locked into YouTube, but if you're out there and you're someone who just kind of, you know, thinks about what you should be doing next, who gets their stuff done, you know, in advance, then you know, this life of should I is actually an option that exists after school, and I had no idea. I didn't know until lately. Well, if you enjoyed the video, be sure to give it a like. If you're new around here and you enjoyed the video, you can click subscribe in the top right corner. 2 vids you may have missed. Actually, both of them are pretty good. On the left, I talk about Painkiller already, how it was prematurely ended, and strike on my channel, and I tell the whole juicy story and how that happened. On the right, Feedback Friday, which is a pretty cool thing. It's different than Mail Monday, but I answer some of your questions and you know, talk about what I see going on in the world. So check those out. They open in separate windows. Have a good day.